on our Facebook page earlier this week, and we selected 2 lucky fans, Chelsea and Alexis. Could you come up here and join us?
Nobody's watching you, just your friends and family. That's cool.
And strangers.
This is Chelsea,
Yay!
temporary moron, and Alexis, another temporary moron.
No, she's a permanent.
All right. That's
I
not
mean,
nice.
she's dumb.
We are going to show you a slideshow from a vacation that we all took together recently. If you could just tell me where we went.
Niagara Falls.
The North Pole.
We went to Niagara Falls. Okay. First slide, click. Niagara Falls is beautiful in January, honestly. And so the first thing we did when we got out of the car was immediately run over to the falls, and we started to think about jumping in. Franny was pointing at the other people jumping, and Andy was terrified, as usual, because he thought to himself, I'm not really much of a flotation device. I don't know how this is going to work out. Alexis is really good at jazz hands. She did that a lot in high school. And so rather than try to do anything productive herself, she just thought she would involve herself in some kind of song and dance. Toby had been trying to break up with Alexis for a while now. And so he, honestly, he just tried to shove her right over the railing. He's kind of a jerk like that. Chelsea actually didn't even come with us. She showed up when we got there. She and Alexis had done some dance together in high school, and Chelsea thought, you know what? I don't have anything else to do. I'm going to show up and dance too. Click. Alexis brought a rubber duck to Niagara Falls. She thought if she used that as currency, she might be able to go on one of the rides. She doesn't totally understand how Canada works as far as that goes. Chelsea and Toby started talking about maybe they should get together a little bit. Toby was like, I don't know, I just tried to kill this one. Chelsea is pretty strong and said, if you try that, I will literally punch you in the throat. So she didn't do that. Andy had realized that the flotation device thing wouldn't necessarily work. Franny did not realize that, so she jumped right on. Click. She jumped right on his trachea, which wasn't great for him and the breathing. Franny's not the smartest all the time and still didn't really understand what was wrong. Alexis and Chelsea, even though they had gone to high school together and danced, they also fought a lot. They were in rival gangs in high school. Alexis was in the red gang, and Chelsea was in the striped gang. They fought frequently. Toby wasn't super cool with dating somebody who was a fighter, so he thought maybe he was going to go back to Alexis, mix it up a little bit. Click. By getting back together with Alexis, what he meant was reenacting Dirty Dancing. He did it, she giggled, he had spaghetti arms, you know how it goes. Niagara Falls was not necessarily the place for that though, and it was really cold, there was a lot of ice. Franny loves Dirty Dancing. She freaking loves it. And I don't know how she got across the border with it, but she brought some guns. 2 of them. They were small, they were derringers, they were little guns. And she immediately started threatening these 2. Chelsea felt a little bit rejected by Toby. And she likes to model sometimes, so she thought that if she could maybe look at a supermodel kind of thing going on and show him her ass a little bit, he would realize what he was missing. Last slide, click. We're not allowed back in Canada for a few reasons. One of them being that Franny thought she was a little bit of a magician. And so by making the guns disappear, she just threw them into Niagara Falls. Landed on a few people on the Maid of the Mist tour. There were a couple accidents, which Andy saw and didn't want to be blamed for, so he headed to the back. Alexis, on the other hand, she had fallen down and kind of smashed her face open. Realizing that this would not work well for Toby because he's very superficial, she thought she would just hide it with her shirt for a while. Chelsea knows how to put things in her mouth. And in light of Alexis's tragedy, thought that if she would illuminate that for Toby in Canada, maybe they could go back to America together. That was our vacation. And thank you to Alexis and Chelsea.